All right, here's my bus. 4-window E350. I painted it nutmeg brown with silicone white paint on top to help with heat reduction. I can't really see. You can kind of see there's 5 solar panels, but there's 2 there on the end that I mounted. I built this ladder from dowels and lumber and forged my own little brackets here from some steel bar. Kind of created my own little brackets. Can't really see, but underneath there I mounted, like, I think it's a 18-gallon water tank, and I fabricated this steel frame that kind of holds it in place. I extended the frame with some, you can't really see, but it's some C-channel, just like the frame, and then extended the bumper and then built this back deck, which took way longer than I thought because the wood needed to be primed and then painted and then sealed again, and it was great. Kind of the storage area. So right now I've got wires that I run down here, and there's going to be my batteries and my inverter and my solar charger and stuff back there. Might put some sort of shelves or something over there to store some garage type things. Let's see, I recently mounted this truck box to the frame so that you can store some camping gear and that kind of stuff. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Turn the light on a little bit. So, kind of built out the floor here. I've got some wood stairs there that I painted and then sealed, and then kind of used some flooring. I still have to do some trim, as you can see. You can't really see it. There we go. And then I'm going to paint that trim the same color brown. So I've got a doorway, but no door yet. I still need to build the door. I have a piece of wood that I'm going to use, but I think it's bowing, and I don't know that it's going to stay nice and straight. So we'll see what I can do to make some sort of door. But I built that little cabinet up there. You can kind of store some stuff. Made it so there's a little lip. Whoop. Yep, you can kind of see. So you can store stuff there. Kind of built around the electrical access panel. Got some wires coming down. I'm going to put another lamp type light up here with a switch. This thing is going to get painted, and then I'm going to possibly modify it a little bit. It's going to be in this area, and I think it's going to be where, like, when you first come in, you put your shoes or whatever, and put some hooks up there for keys or, you know, just random stuff. Still need to, like, paint that white strip green. It's metal, so I need to prime it and then paint it the same color as this. But yeah, I redid the whole floor underneath too, because there was some rust and holes that after I was treating the rust, some of the rust kind of was holes through the floor, so I had to treat it and then kind of fix all that and then paint it. And then I use this rubber mat. It's kind of dirty right now. I gotta vacuum it and just wipe it down. But yeah, so I kind of fixed that to the floor with a construction adhesive after cutting it to fit here, like as perfect as I could. But I actually had to use, you can kind of see a couple of seams there because I had to use a couple pieces. I didn't have a piece that would fit that exact space that I could cut. Yeah, so then I built, basically this whole thing was gutted completely. There was nothing left except the actual bus frame underneath. I had to take the whole floor up as well. The old plywood and all that stuff, as well as the sheet metal that was connected to the frame, was pretty rotted from, you know, small leaks over time that just sit and create rust on the metal and stuff. So after doing that, I treated it all, sanded it all, primed it all, and then I painted it with enamel. Pretty much the entire frame of the bus, the floor frame, the frame of the actual chassis and everything. Then I went ahead and paneled all the walls. You know, these are actually, it's shiplap pine, and so it's pretty nice. I mean, I know a lot of people would have left it, but they were all kind of mixed and matched. They didn't all look a lot the same like these ones do, because I just got some of these. As you can see, I had to get a few more to kind of finish up. But you know, some were kind of grayish and some were whatever. So I ended up painting them green. The bright light on this makes it look way brighter, but it's actually more of an olivey. If I draw the light away, you can kind of tell it's a little more soft, more foresty. I framed out the windows with cedar, and then obviously I'm painting those. This is after 2 coats. I kind of like the brush strokes. I don't know that I'm going to do a 3rd coat. Again, you can see it a lot more because of the light, but once you pull the light away, I mean, it just looks brown. I did the flooring, kind of in the process of framing out this little place for the fridge to make it secure. You know, I don't want it to fly forward on a hard stop or something. So I'm kind of connecting the frame here with some wood and then a few screws on each side. But I mean, it's also reinforced with this really heavy duty bracket, at least on the inside part. Plus there's like 6 pocket hole screws going into the floor and into the wall for both the 2x4 and the plywood. Yeah, and then I kind of did these drawers. I've never actually made drawers before, so I reused some drawers from an old bed and then kind of just figured out how to affix it to the frame of the bed that I created. So this is for a twin bed. You know, it's fine for 1 person, maybe 2, but I also made it to where once the mattress is up there, it'll actually go a few inches over this little thing that keeps it in. And then also there will be the same kind of height mattress foam going this way. So you can kind of sleep 1 person this way and then 1 person that way, or 2 in that bed and like a child here. I don't know. My goal originally was to kind of make this into a little mobile workshop for jewelry and stuff. So I had plans of creating like an L-shaped desk, and honestly, this is my least favorite. I had grand schemes for creating something much better than this, but I didn't plan the space as good as I thought, so I'm just making do. Right now, it doesn't look like much. The wood is actually upside down. It's painted on the other side. I'm trying to figure out exactly what I'm doing here and what I'm going to put up on the wall. I think I'm going to put some pegboard, maybe a little skinny cabinet that runs across the top. I'm not too sure. Yeah, and then, you know, there's some shelves that I'm going to maybe put a couple doors, either big doors or just 2 little doors, and then leave some shelves open. I've got a live edge piece of wood that goes across this whole thing here for the countertop, and then, you know, it'll just be like a little bowl sink and maybe like a 2-burner propane stove or something. And my favorite part obviously is the ceiling. It's cedar wood that I burned with a torch, and then I just added some tung oil to the whole thing while it was up there, and it really brought out the color, obviously, as you can see. I mean, it looks really good. And then I've done some trim along the top. I still need to trim out the entire, you know, top there. You can see all the insulation that I put in. So I used a combination of the XPS foam board, anywhere from like 2 inches and 1.5 inches for most of the walls and the ceiling. The floor has only 3/4 because obviously I didn't want to lose a lot of height, and you don't lose a lot of heat through the floor. Heat rises. And then, you know, what else? Oh yeah, and then for gaps and stuff, you know, foam board doesn't work that well, so I have sheep's wool to fill a lot of the gaps. And then some of the other gaps, I ended up using this Great Stuff foam. It comes in cans. It's from Home Depot, and it expands and fills gaps and gives you some additional insulation there. And then honestly, one of the first things that I had done was my MaxxAir fan. So there's a frame that goes around that, so it looks a little better. But it's a 12-volt fan, and it sucks air out. So when it gets kind of warm and humid or muggy in here, you turn that on, and it sucks the air out. You can see I have another water tank there that originally I thought I was going to put under the sink, but now I'm actually thinking that I will put under the deck and use it for fresh water. I think it's like 24 gallons. I don't know. I'm not going to have an electric shower. I'm going to have a foot pump shower and also a foot pump sink here. Because, I mean, you don't need tons of water to live remotely. You just kind of, here and there, you need a little water. So you just press the foot pump a few times and prime it, and then get the water you need, wash your hands, rinse it. Anyways, I'm sure I'm forgetting some stuff. it's definitely been interesting. I've got multiple projects still in the making, like it's kind of, and it's hard to visualize, but like this is going to be a composting toilet. um, Actually, you can see my sweet toilet seat right there. It's going to be lime, kind of this lime green color that you see right there. So the seat will be there, going here. It kind of flips up so you can put get into the excess of like where your urine container and your poop bucket will be. And then I've got these live edge pieces that are going to be for the kitchen counters and that kind of stuff. Obviously you can see I've got a whole bunch of wood. There's my piece that I'm going to try to use for the door. I'm going to also add some lumber to it to kind of reinforce it and make it a little more heavy duty. I've got this walnut live edge that I think I'm just going to make into a couple of shelves for above the bedroom area. It doesn't really do it justice right now. I haven't treated it with the tung oil, but once you do, the color of this is absolutely stunning. I dropped one bit of tung oil there. You can see how dark it gets. But yeah, so that's about it. I'm sure there's other things, but for now, I originally was going to put those in, but now that I've already built everything, they're kind of too big, so I'll just repurpose them for something else.